Good afternoon. I am Pastor Rhonda, founder of Celebrate Life Cancer Ministry, and this is Breast Cancer Awareness Month 2020. My goal is to have, okay, hold on. My goal, there we go. My goal is to have 31 breast cancer survivors give their testimony this month. There's so much going on as it relates to COVID and all the different challenges that are going on in the world today, that I just believe that people need to see some positive individuals striving to celebrate their life. And today we have with us Tasha Champion. Hi, Tasha.
Hi, Rhonda. How are you? Thank you so
I'm
much for having
good.
me.
It's my honor. So I'm just going to let you go ahead and get started and tell us about your journey.
Okay, so in August of 2015, I found out that I was BRCA positive. BRCA is the breast cancer susceptibility gene that tests your gene mutation for breast and or ovarian cancer. My mother, having been a survivor at that time, about 18 years, she had her doctor actually encouraged her to do the test. And when she did and she was positive, that prompted me and my two sisters to do it as well. And we decided, we had all had our children. We decided we would go ahead and do these radical elected double mastectomies. Well, during the surgery, I had the surgery the day before my 36th birthday. They found cancer already growing, not only for me, but 2 weeks prior, the same thing with my older sister. Once she went in for the elected surgery, the cancer was already there. So thankfully, we were being very proactive because she and I both, we had already had mammograms and wouldn't have been due for another 6 months for another mammogram. We're both diagnosed with triple negative breast cancer, one of the absolute most aggressive ones. So waiting another 6 months for a mammogram, it likely would have just completely spread. So I'm grateful for BRCA. I am, um, you know, I can say I'm glad that I have the gene. However anyone wants to take it, it really did save my life because it prompted me to be proactive, which ultimately saved my life. So I went into the hospital to be a previvor, and I came out of the hospital a survivor. So my sister and I, we both did chemo at the same time. We both had multiple surgeries. My poor mom was running in different cities, different hospitals, making sure that she was being supportive. It was definitely a journey, but it was a journey that also opened our eyes to so much more. We are, we're not only survivors, but we are thriving in life as well. I am a stickler for women getting their mammograms, but not only that, you also have to make sure you're doing your self exams in between that time of doing your mammograms. My experience, like with chemo, I did not have a horrible experience, but I did, like I lost my taste buds. I could not taste food. And I would always get my taste buds back 3 days before chemo. So I would go in on food. I would eat everything in sight, taste everything in sight, because I knew right after it would be gone again. I also gained 21 pounds on chemotherapy, but through everything that I went through, I looked at, I have life. And I never asked God, well, why me? Why would I go through this? I just told God, okay, this is part of my journey. This is the chapter in my life. What do you need me to do? How can I serve better after this experience? And that completely led me on a whole nother journey. I have become a speaker for cancer awareness. I've spoken at many health events. I speak a lot for the American Cancer Society. I get invited to a lot of different events to share my story, to encourage women. And on top of that, I think my biggest blessing in all of this is all of the referrals that people do. So I get a lot of calls like, oh, so and so gave me your number. I just got diagnosed. And when I know that somebody is calling me for inspiration, for support, for help, and people know my phone stays on 24/7, so they can call me day or night. I've been there. I know what it's like. Fortunately for me, I had my sister to always call, but I need people to know that they are not alone in this. So I support them through their journey. I also support their families through the journey, talking to them, telling their caregivers how to still take care of themselves while taking care of someone else. That for me has been the biggest blessing in this journey, is to be able to work with those that are diagnosed.
Wow. That's amazing. It's like, how did all of a sudden I just got a new job you
Yes.
know, by becoming part of the cancer journey?
Hmm.
So, how has COVID-19 affected you, your family, the work that you do?
Um, there's a good side and there's a bad side. I always take the time to look at, no matter what's going on, how does this situation work for my greatest good? And I encourage all of you out there listening to ask yourself the same thing. Yes, it is an adjustment. Yes, many people have lost loved ones. Yes, many people, their job employment has changed. Some people are not working. But through every obstacle, there's always a lesson. Through every obstacle, there's always something good that comes out of it. And if you can just take a moment to look for the silver lining, to look at something good in it, you're going to find how this COVID situation can work for you. Now, the bad of it all. I actually lost one of my cancer patients. And I do believe wholeheartedly that a lot had to do with some of her treatments being delayed because of COVID, where the whole world has stopped because of this pandemic. Heart disease has not stopped, cancer has not stopped, diabetes has not stopped. And it just seems like, because all of this focus is on COVID, we're momentarily pausing all of the other health issues that people still go through. And a lot of people are suffering because of it. That's the bad part of COVID. The flip side, how has COVID worked for me? I took that opportunity to really hone in on what it is that my life was calling for. I am a certified master life coach, so I support women and empower them to use their voice, to grow in self love, to define what true happiness looks like for them, to show them their purpose and bring forth all the desires that they have in life. So, part of my spirit, my love, is my coaching practice, Champion Empowerment. And I got the tug and the pull from God to walk away from my office position and be full-time coaching. So I get to wake up every day and support women in the areas that they need for their life. That's a blessing for me. I am also home with my children, as they have now had to, of course, adjust like every other person. They've had to adjust to being at home for school, and I'm home with them for the things that they need. I get to take more time with them. Sometimes we just leave and go to a hotel for a night just to get out of these four walls. We will go and have COVID tests before we go visit family, just to make sure that we're all safe. So, you again, it's really about, yes, there is a pandemic. It is out of your control, but you can control what you decide to do inside of this pandemic for yourself, for your family, for your loved ones. Do what makes you smile.
No, that's right. And so many people don't take time to even smile on purpose.
Right.
They think something has to be funny. But if we just think about the goodness of your life, where it is now, I think we can find reason to smile.
Absolutely. There's always a reason to smile. I don't care if you have to go into your living room and dance with your kids and just have fun, or put on a comedy. Every morning, I get up, I go make my cup of coffee, and I sit back in my bed and watch an episode of one of my favorite comedies. That's how I start my day. Then I go into my meditation or yoga, whatever else I want to do. But I start my day in laughter. So even if it's just about watching something funny, just make sure you are bringing some type of joy, laughter, happiness, something that makes you smile. You got to bring that into your life every day.
Awesome. So when you think about Celebrate Life, what comes to mind?
Support, love, help. Um, Irene, that was the lady that connected us. And I
Miss
had
Irene.
Miss Irene, yes. And I had only met her once, and she left a mark in my heart. And then she connected us together, and you and I have been connected ever since. It was not a one and done meet. But Celebrate Life gave my kids a Christmas that they may otherwise not have had. And you guys did that the first 3 years of my cancer journey, from 2016, 17, and 18. Celebrate Life supported Christmas for my children. And as a single mom, especially at that time, I was not receiving any type of support from my ex-husband. That mattered for me, because children, as resilient as children are, and yes, I'm gonna take a moment to put my kids on the pedestal. I really have some amazing champion children who would never let me feel guilty for what I can or cannot provide, because they know that I have to provide essentials first. But no child wants to wake up on Christmas morning and not have a gift to open. And Celebrate Life gave that opportunity for me as a mother to support my children. And I would not dare make my kids believe that I did this. My kids knew that we were being supported by Celebrate Life ministries and the organizations that they partner with. They fully knew that this is how Christmas was being provided to us, because I was not going to, take that as, oh, look what mommy was able to do. No, you have to understand that sometimes in life, God is going to send you people, and you have to acknowledge those people. You get to be in a moment of gratitude. And also it taught my kids, and it continues to teach them, that they don't have to be in shame. And that allowed us last year, for December 19th, I was able to pay it forward and support 3 families with some Christmas goodies, because of the support that me and my children were given through Celebrate Life.
Wow. Wow. I never heard it from that perspective. Thank you for sharing.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you, Tasha, for taking time to share your story with us.
Of course.
Celebrate Life Cancer Ministry is on the internet. You can find us and all of our events and activities at celebratelife.cm.org. Again, that's celebratelife.cm.org. And if you are a cancer survivor, you were just diagnosed, you're a caregiver, and you just don't know what to do for the person that you're serving, please give Celebrate Life a call at 424-258-5433, or feel free to give Tasha a call. And what's your number, Tasha?
You guys can reach me at 424-265-2235, or tashachampion.com. Actually, or you can go to my letterstocancer.com. Yes,
Okay.
and that's where you can actually, write a letter to cancer. It's really about your emotions being heard, because you cannot keep that stuff bottled up inside of you.
Awesome. See, I didn't even know about that one.
Yes.
So yes, Celebrate Life. Our motto is a community conquering cancer together. So we realize that it takes more than just Celebrate Life, but it takes partners in the journey and supporters. So everybody that we work with is not necessarily a cancer survivor, but they clearly understand the work and the needs that we find ourselves in, and are able to help. So again, either one of us, feel free to reach out to either Tasha Champion or to Pastor Rhonda with Celebrate Life, and we'll be more than happy to serve you. Thank you so
Absolutely.
much. Until next time.
Thanks.